Hi friends, Stephanie here, and I'm back with more movie chatter. And what I have for you today is part 4 of my standard Blu-ray collection. And this is going to be the last part of this one, and then we will move on to either 4Ks, Steelbooks, or we will start with the boutique labels. So, like I've told you in the past, if you don't see things that you would expect to see in a Blu-ray collection, they are probably in other parts of the collection, and you will definitely see them. So I'm just going to get started so we can wrap this one up. Okay, so here we are on the first little cubby. I talked to you about these last time. They're magnetic. You can hold about 30 to 32 extra Blu-rays. It gives you extra space. Magnetic door. You can also stack them. I only stack 2 at a time. They say you can stack more. I just haven't chanced it. But I am going to link them down in the description box. I did last video, and I forgot to tell you guys, so I apologize about that. But it will be the Amazon link. It'll take you right to Amazon if you want to check these out. I think they're between $26 and $29, but they're really, really convenient, and I'm really getting a lot of use out of them. So let's get going with the first title, which is The Punisher. And that's a fun one. Public Enemies with Johnny Depp. Phantom of the Open. I haven't watched this one yet, but I heard it's fun. So, Pearl Harbor. Pariah, which is an excellent coming-of-age movie. It also has a Criterion release, so definitely check that one out. Pink Panther with Steve Martin, and Pink Panther 2. The Queen with Helen Mirren. This is a decent movie. It's kind of about it's about the time when Princess Diana passed away. I wouldn't say it's as good as the Crown series, but it's okay. It's not bad. It's not as bad as some people said it was. Jamie Foxx as Ray Charles. This is such a great biopic. If you like music biopics, definitely check this one out. Jamie Foxx is phenomenal as Ray Charles. Run, Fat Boy, Run. This is a fun one with Simon Pegg. He's trying to impress a gal by showing her that he can run when he really can't. Red Joan. Haven't watched it yet, but I love Judi Dench. Red Rocket. This is an A24 film. I thought it was okay. I think I did not like it as much as some people did, but I didn't dislike it as much as others. But judge for yourselves. I love this one with Mads Mikkelsen, Riders of Justice. He plays a soldier who has been deployed, and his wife and daughter are involved in an accident where his wife is killed. He comes back to take care of his young daughter, and he finds out that it may not have been an accident. And this is a really interesting mix of revenge, action, and actually dark humor that really, really works. But definitely check that one out. He never disappoints. Rock the Casbah with Bill Murray. RV, which is a lot of fun with Robin Williams. Road to Perdition with Tom Hanks. Excellent film. This one's a very, very intense film with Kate Winslet and Ralph Fiennes. The Reader. This is really, really intense. If you have not seen this one, definitely read up on it and check it out. Ride Along and Ride Along 2. Good comedies. The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage and Ed Harris. This is pretty good. Takes place on, what's it? Alcatraz. Revolutionary Road with Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. Another very, very intense film. One of my versions of Rocky. Can't go wrong with that. Revenge. This is an excellent film with Kevin Costner and Anthony Quinn and Madeline Stowe. Definitely look into this. I've seen people, I think people were picking this up at the dollar store, but it's excellent. Check that one out. A River Runs Through It with Brad Pitt and Tom Skerritt. Very, very good. Rockstar, an old one with Mark Wahlberg. Remember, this is an excellent film that I really can't say anything about. I can say a little bit. Charles Plummer here plays a man who is trying to seek revenge on the people who were responsible for harming his family in the concentration camps. And that's all I can really say about it. But just check into this because it's really good. Race, excellent movie. Rescue Dawn. This is a fantastic prisoner of war movie with Christian Bale. It is fantastic. And Steve Zahn is great in it too. Replacements, a fun one with Keanu Reeves. Rum Diary with Johnny Depp. Runaways with Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning. It's about the first band with Joan Jett in it. I forget what they were called. Maybe The Runaways they were called. Rock and Rolla. And Risky Business with Tom Cruise. Starting with Brie Larson in Room. I know some people love this movie, some people don't. I thought it was great. Definitely, it's an A24 film, so, you know, can go either way, but definitely check it out for yourself. I think it's a good one. Reality Bites. This is in the wrong section. Running on Empty. It should be with the Warner Archives. It's a Sidney Lumet film starring very young River Phoenix, and we will talk about it with the Warner Archives. Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion. A lot of fun. The Rush Hour trilogy. Can't go wrong with that one. Rudderless. This is a Region B. I don't think there's a Region A Blu-ray. If I'm there could be a DVD, but not a Blu-ray. He's a guy who Billy Crudup is a man who has lost his son. He's just very, very depressed, and he one day comes upon a box of music that he didn't know his son was writing, and he starts to try to remember his son and honor his son by learning his music. And one night he gets his guts up and he goes up on a stage and he plays with the band that's playing in the bar, and he plays this song that was his son's, and they think it's his original music, and they're very taken by him. And Anton Yelchin back there, and he decide to form this band, but they're playing music that they think is original, but he's got a secret. It's his son's music, and I'm just going to leave it at that, but definitely watch it. Roman J. Israel Esquire, a fantastic performance from Denzel Washington. If you don't see this for anything else, see it for the dialogue and the writing, because it is absolutely brilliant. Rudy, great stand-up and cheer football movie that just got a great Steelbook release. Jennifer Hudson plays Aretha Franklin in Respect. Excellent biopic. Remember the Titans with Denzel Washington. Great football movie. Snowpiercer. This is it's in English. It's a Bong Joon-ho movie, and it is a post-apocalyptic story. It's about a train. It takes place on a train that is on a track that just keeps going. And you have the very, very poor living in the back, which is what you're seeing here on the cover. And then in the front of the train is very wealthy people, and the people in the back are treated so badly, and they are trying to get to the front of the train and take advantage of what they have to offer in the front, well, you know, that the rich people are getting. So it's a lot about class and survival, and it's just a really, really good movie. So check it out. Silence from Martin Scorsese. Very different type of film, very slow, very different. It's a slow build of a film, but if you want to see something amazing, be patient with it and check it out. See if it's your thing, and definitely give it a watch. I thought it was very good. You just have to be patient with the pacing. Summer of '85, really good coming-of-age movie. Side Effects. Samsara, which is the companion piece to Baraka, which I've spoken about many times, and how much I love it. And this is the same type of thing. It's beautiful music set to gorgeous cinematography from all over the world, and it's just life. It's just music and life all around this beautiful globe we live on. So definitely check out both of them. Slumdog Millionaire. This is like a breakout role for Dev Patel, and I just thought he was fantastic, and this is such a great movie. It's so good, so definitely check it out. St. Francis, we have a young gal who I think she's like 30, I think she's like 34, and she doesn't have a job. She has nothing going on. So she decides to take a job as a babysitter for the summer for 6-year-old Frances, and Frances teaches her an awful lot about life, because little Frances is wise beyond her years, but it's a really great movie. Steel Magnolias, always awesome. 7 Years in Tibet. I love this movie. It stars Brad Pitt, and he plays a guy who is it's based on true events. He's an Australian climber, and he gets stranded, and he ends up in Tibet, where he is befriended by a very young Dalai Lama, and he really learns a lot about life and about himself from this very, very young, wise Dalai Lama, and their friendship continues, you know, it continues on through their lives, but definitely a beautiful, wonderful movie. So definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. And The Suicide Squad. This is the fun lenticular. There's a shark, and he's gone. Guilty pleasure here, Sex and the City movie. Always fun. Speed. Saving Mr. Banks with Emma Thompson and Tom Hanks. And this one was so much better than I thought it was going to be. It is how Disney acquired the rights to Mary Poppins. And I did not think this was anything I was going to be interested in, and I loved it. The Social Network, you know this one. It's about the origins of Facebook, allegedly. Silver Linings Playbook. Don't have to say anything about that. Everyone knows it's fantastic. Seven Psychopaths. Seeking a Friend for the End of the World with Steve Carell and Keira Knightley. So, so good. Definitely read up on this one and check it out because it's worth the watch. Johnny Depp is Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street. And this is a really awesome, I would say like a horror musical. It's very different, but very, very good. St. Vincent with Bill Murray, Melissa McCarthy, Naomi Watts. This is so, so good. Bill Murray just plays a miserable curmudgeon of a man who agrees to watch Melissa McCarthy's young son while she is at work. And he is just so difficult to deal with, but they really take a liking to him, and they are trying to get to know him and get to know a different side of him than what he wants to show them. And that's all I'm going to say. But this one is one that really makes me well up every time. Short Term 12, excellent. This is an excellent film about a group home for young people. Really great. Definitely put it on your list to check out. And Sea of Trees. This is a very interesting film. Too much to get into here, but definitely read up on this one and check it out. And Stronger with Jake Gyllenhaal. And he plays a guy that was injured, badly injured, at the 2013 bombing at the Boston Marathon. And we follow him as he tries to put his life back together. And this is a really, really intense film, but excellent performance, as always, from Jake Gyllenhaal. Suburbicon, you're either going to love it or not. Classic, Scent of a Woman with Al Pacino, fantastic. Sideways with Paul Giamatti, always great. The Sixth Sense, this is, to me, it's a one and done. It may be purged from my collection at some point because I really don't go back to it, because once you kind of know the ending of this one, there's really not much to watch in the movie. But it is good for a one-time watch. Swiss Army Man with Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe. This is a really, really good, very interesting, very unconventional dark comedy, but very, very good. Definitely do your homework and check that one out. Sleepers, fantastic movie. Scary Movie 3-pack just for some silly fun. 7 Pounds. This is a very intense movie with Will Smith. I don't want to say much about it because it's very easy to spoil, but just if you want to take a chance on something and you don't mind something that's really intense, just check it out. Maybe go in blind and give it a watch because it's well worth it. One of my many copies of Seven, which is now getting a 4K release at some point, I believe in 2024. Sling Blade with Billy Bob Thornton, just a great movie. The Skeleton Twins, which was recommended to me by my good friend Cinema Dave, who never steers me wrong, and it's about two twins that are reunited after about 10 years of being estranged, and they are trying to figure it all out, and it is really, really good. The Stanford Prison Experiment. Now, this is really interesting. It's based on a real experiment that took place at Stanford University, where they did like a mock-style prison, and some of the students were prisoners, and some of them were guards, and they wanted to see what the effect would be of like having power and not having power in a prison environment. And this is a very intense and very interesting movie. Definitely check that one out. Sneakers, Spencer with Kristen Stewart as Princess Diana. And I wasn't crazy about this the first time. I didn't really like the style of it. I love Kristen Stewart's performance. She's fantastic in everything. But once I watched it again, I really did enjoy it, and now I am a true fan. Superman 3-pack, School Days, A Serious Man, Snowden, which is the story of, this is an Oliver Stone film, so it's about Edward Snowden, and he is currently living in exile in Russia because he worked for the United States government. And he was the first person to really truly see that the government was spying on citizens, like through our phones and our computers and you name it, all these electronic devices that we carry around. That's how you end up where you walk past something in a store and next thing you know, it's an ad on your phone. He's the first one that figured all that out and wanted to alert the American people that they were being watched. And he now lives in exile because of it, but really, really important person. And there's I think it's called Citizen 4. It's a documentary about the real Edward Snowden. But this is another good one, Spider. Very, very interesting film. Great performance from Ralph Fiennes. And it's just very, very, very intense, but well worth a watch. A Single Man. Sing Street, definitely a feel-good movie. The 7-Ups, which I have not watched yet. It was another recommendation from Cinema Dave. Haven't seen it yet. Jonah Hill and The Sitter. It was recommended to me, but I haven't seen it yet. The Simpsons movie, just for fun. Shaft. I always loved the Shaft movies. Submarine. I haven't seen this one either. This is a Ben Stiller movie. Haven't seen it. Snatch with Brad Pitt. I love, love, love this movie. It's so good. If you haven't seen it, definitely do your homework and check it out. Safety Not Guaranteed, a fun and quirky little film with starring Aubrey Plaza, and I just think it's a lot of fun. It's very good. I mean, come on, you're killing me, Smalls. The Sandlot, Starlet, St. Elmo's Fire. Grew up on this one. And Source Code, another really cool movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut. You will laugh until your belly hurts. It is so much fun. The Skulls, one of Kelly's favorites, Serendipity. Spotlight, this is a very good movie. It's a little slow, but it's a very important story based on a true story about a newspaper crew who, they're the first ones to uncover the abuses that were going on in the Catholic Church in I believe, the Boston area, but very, very good. Singles, takes place in like the 90s during the grunge scene, and just really great, and it's about couples and has a really great soundtrack. So if you're into like music and that whole 90s grunge scene, you're gonna love this one. Skin is based on a true story of a young man who he grew up in a like a foster situation, and he ended up in a gang of white supremacist, skinhead type of thing, and he decides as he ages, as he grows up, he wants to raise a child and have a family, and he does not want to be part of it anymore, but they do not want to let him go. So that's a tough one. Sophie's Choice, another intense film. Beautiful performance from Meryl Streep. Star Trek Into Darkness. I enjoyed both of those. Swordfish. This is a good one if you want to look that one up. Tombstone. I love this one. And great performances all around. Val Kilmer, I absolutely love. And I just really hope that this gets a nice 4K treatment, because it's deserving, and it's such a great movie. Trainspotting, which is, it's basically about drug use, and it is coming to Criterion, I believe, in February. T2, Trainspotting, haven't seen it yet, just picked it up. Trumbo with Bryan Cranston. This is based on the true life of Dalton Trumbo, who was a screenwriter in Hollywood around 1947. He was blacklisted because he was considered to be part of the Communist Party, or a communist supporter or sympathizer, whatever you want to call it. And he had to start writing under a pen name, and he was involved in writing Spartacus. The Way Back with Ben Affleck. Terminator. And Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Of course, I had to keep that because we all know about the 4K. Transfer. Tag, a fun movie about a real group of friends. It's based on real events. A group of friends that plays a game of tag every single year. Taxi Driver, which I just wish would get a standalone 4K release. I know it's in one of the Columbia Classics packs, but I wish it would just get a 4K standalone. Tangerine, really great movie. Has a nice second sight release. The Way Back, great coming-of-age movie. They Shall Not Grow Old. This was recommended to me, but I haven't seen it yet. Terms of Endearment. Bring your tissues. It's fantastic. I just talked about it in a recent video. The Third Man with Orson Welles, another banger. Good one. That Thing You Do. Love it. This is England. Angry Phil. Here it is. Recommended it to me, and I just thought this was fantastic. I'm gonna do a full review on this one and Dead Man's Shoes, because I think it's great. I think they're both great. Training Day. This Is Where I Leave You. It is a family, I would call it a dramedy. Very, very good though. Definitely watch it. The Truman Show with Jim Carrey. Excellent. Think Like a Man, a fun comedy. And Think Like a Man 2, which I'm assuming is going to be great. Haven't seen it yet, though. And next up, we have National Lampoon's Vacation, Vegas Vacation, The Vault. I really like this one. Two sisters go in to rob a bank, and they are convinced by the bank manager to go downstairs into the vault where some really creepy, bad, ghost-like things are going on, and that's all I'm going to say. But definitely do your homework and read up on that one because it's a good one. Now this one, Vice, this was so good. It's a biopic about Vice President Dick Cheney. So good. And it was so much better than I thought it was going to be. I slept on this one for a long time. Definitely do your homework and check this one out. The performances are amazing and it's very eye-opening, but really good. Even if you're not into like the political drama thing, you're going to enjoy that. Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. Nothing I can say that hasn't already been said. He's fantastic in it. Great movie. Great Criterion release too. Usual Suspects, another good one. Wind River, this is a very important story about crimes that take place on different Native American reservations, and it's a really well done movie, but very important that these stories be told because it's horrific what goes on. Wild Things, this is a great movie, and it has a nice Arrow release, which I have on the other side of the room. Women Talking, which was all the buzz last year, and I thought this was really good. I know people thought it was slow. It's based on true events. Takes place in an Amish community where different things have been happening and the women don't like the way they've been treated. They're concerned for the well-being of their children as well, and they are trying to decide as a group what to do. So they are secretly meeting in a barn and trying to figure out if they should stay or if they should try and take their children and go, but really intense. And if you don't mind like a slower paced, I would say like a drama, definitely check out Women Talking. It's very eye-opening. Wonderland, I've talked about this before, another fantastic performance from Val Kilmer. He plays adult film star John Holmes, who was involved with the crimes, the Wonderland murders. And if you don't know about them, really just you don't even have to read up on this. I can tell you every time I have loaned this film to anyone, it has never returned. That's how much people like it. I don't even know how many times I've had to rebuy this, but it's a really good movie. We Own the Night with Joaquin Phoenix. It's a good one. And Wild with Reese Witherspoon. This is really good. Okay, U571, which I just talked about in my last video because I got the 4K upgrade. Unhinged, which is the ultimate road rage movie. And Russell Crowe is amazing and absolutely terrifying in this one, but really good. Unfaithful with Richard Gere and Diane Lane. It is a like a crime drama, but really good movie. So check that one out. Untouchables with Kevin Costner. It's a good one. Uncommon Valor. I have not seen this one in so long. I can't even remember what it's about, but I did get it because I want to do a war movie segment. So getting ready for that. Under the Silver Lake. It originally only had a DVD release. Then it got a Blu-ray. So I've only seen it once. I remember it being a little strange, but I liked it. So I have to give it another look before I can really speak on it and if I can recommend it or not. But I believe I liked it. Oh, The Upside. I really like this one. And I really do like the original, which is a French film. And I can't remember the name of it. I have it. Somebody tell me in the comments. What's the original French film of this? Because they're both fantastic. John Travolta in Urban Cowboy. Unbroken, a very intense POW story, but really great film. And Upgrade, if you're afraid of anything futuristic, self-driving cars, anything like that, you're gonna have an eye-opening experience with this one. But it is a fantastic movie. Upgrade, I would give this the highest recommendation. It's really good. Okay, we're on the last shelf, and I really like this one. It's a little bit slower paced, but I love it. It's a Western with Jessica Chastain. Woman Walks Ahead. Really good, I think. Winter's Bone, very intense performance with Jennifer Lawrence, but really good. Welcome to the Dollhouse, a really quirky, fun, coming-of-age movie. Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner, excellent. Tina Fey in Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, and she plays a reporter, and she's kind of bored, and she wants to spice things up, so where does she go? Afghanistan, and things get a little crazy. Robin Williams, he plays a dad, and he has always dreamed of being a poet, although he is kind of kind of stuck just being a high school, I believe, English teacher. And then there is a tragedy that occurs and he kind of has to reevaluate everything. But really, really good movie. Very touching. This is a great movie, Words on Bathroom Walls. If you want to see a movie that really takes a really hard look at mental illness and mental health and how it affects young people, teenagers in particular, definitely check out Words on Bathroom Walls. It is so, so good. Win-Win, this is another one I've talked about before. Paul Giamatti's fantastic. He plays a lawyer who is also a after-school wrestling coach, and the team is just not very good. And then this young fellow walks in, and they don't really know where he's from, but he decides to hang out with them and join the team. And they find out he's a really great wrestler, and he's has nowhere to live, and he ends up living with the coach. And that's all I'm going to say about it, but it is an excellent movie. If you haven't seen Win-Win, put it high on your list. It's very good. Water for Elephants. This is such a great movie with Reese Witherspoon, Christoph Waltz, and Robert Pattinson. It was so much better than I expected it to be. Just check it out. You don't even have to read up on it. Just check it out. It's so okay, good. On we go. Wild Hogs. This is a fun one about a bunch of guys they're all professional guys, middle-aged professional guys, and they decide they want to ride Harleys on the weekends, and they are just such nerds, and it's just funny, and it's all their antics and the trouble that they find themselves in when they run into some badass bikers, but it's a lot of fun. Wanderlust, Paul Rudd and Jennifer Aniston are gold in this one. It's so much fun. They decide they're fed up with their lives. They leave it all behind, and they take off in their car. They want to find a new place to live. And the car breaks down by this hippie community that also has the occasional nudist and you name it, everything goes on here. And that's where they decide to stay. And it is so much fun. While We Were Young, I have watched this once. I wasn't crazy about it, but I love Noah Baumbach, so I'm going to give it a second shot. I'm going to give it another try, and I will get back to you on it. Waves, this is an interesting movie. It kind of goes full speed, and something happens, and then the whole movie, it just slams on the brakes, and it becomes this very slow drama in the second half, but somehow it works, and it's very, very interesting movie. But Waves is definitely one to read up on and check out. It's very good. Walk the Line, the biopic about Johnny Cash and June Carter Cash, and what I found most impressive about this was that Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon did all their own singing. It's an amazing biopic if you want to learn about them. Welcome to the Rileys with James Gandolfini. I believe this is a documentary about, Woodstock. So I don't know why it's in here. The documentaries are somewhere else, but here they are. We're the Millers, a lot of fun. This is a funny, funny movie. Just check that one out. Now, this is one, Welcome to Marwen. This is one that I know a lot of people didn't care for. I liked it. I thought it was good. Read up on it, see if it's your thing. But like I said, I liked it. It wasn't well received, but I thought it did what it set out to do. The Walk. This is based on a true story of a guy who was an acrobat. He was an acrobat, and he walked on a tightrope between the Twin Towers, and it's an amazing, amazing, like a biopic about him and about that event, and really, really good stuff, but check that one out. All right, we have our last little pile, and we're going to call it a day on the standard Blu-ray collection. We Bought a Zoo, based on true stories. It's a family drama that was so much better than I expected it to be. The Wolf of Wall Street, nothing I can say that hasn't been said. It's fantastic. Wish I Was Here, another one, great one from Zach Braff. White Men Can't Jump with Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson, absolute classic. The Yellowbirds, I loved this movie. I thought it was great. I know a lot of people really didn't like this one. I think it's got a gut punch of an ending, and it's a heck of a story, but I would say definitely do your homework before you watch it, because I know a lot of people don't like this one. They don't care for it. I'm not sure why. Maybe see if you can give it a stream before you invest in trying to track it down and buy it. But The Yellowbirds, I thought it was a good one. And one that we all kind of, I think, agree on, Zodiac. This is a great one about the Zodiac killer. And I wish this would get a 4K or like a nice Arrow chunky box set release. It's so deserving. Zack and Miri Make a Porno with Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks. Just so much fun. It's a great one. The Zookeeper's Wife. This is based on true events. It's about a zoo that a family had in Poland during the Nazi occupation. And what they did is they tried to use the zoo and all the resources they had, tunnels and cages and all kinds of things underneath the zoo and around the zoo, to protect Jewish families and Jewish people that needed to be protected. And some of the things that happen in this are just absolutely horrific. It is not an easy watch, so just heed that warning before you go into it. Not much I can say without ruining it, but definitely proceed with caution. But if you can handle it, it is a fantastic movie, amazing performances, and a very, very important story. But it's not an easy watch at all. Zola. This is the movie that was based on I guess, a viral Twitter feed. And I watched it once, not really sure how I feel about it. So I didn't not like it, but I'm not really sure what to make of it. So I have to give it a second look before I can really share my thoughts on it. So that is the last movie in my standard, there's Pickles Cage, in my standard Blu-ray collection. So this is what we've gone over so far. I want to thank you guys as always for watching. You know I appreciate it. And if you like this kind of thing, collection updates, hauls, lists, top 10 lists, movie reviews, the whole deal, consider subscribing, hit the bell notification so you know when I upload again. And this week it's going to be Friday, and I'm not really sure what the topic's going to be. I think maybe it'll be a horror one, or maybe we'll do horror holidays or something like that. I'm going to put a poll up, see what you guys want me to talk about. But as far as the collection videos, we'll probably move on to, maybe we'll do some boutique titles, labels, or maybe I'll go to the 4Ks or the Steelbooks. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll put a poll up about that too, because you guys know best what you want to see. Anyway, again, as always, I want to thank you. I'm going to call it a night because it's pretty late right now. I'm going to upload this, and I will see you in the next one. So for now, that's a wrap.